Hello everyone again. Today we're going to go over calendars and just basically where we can access it, external calendars, and other various things attached to concerns with the calendar. The first thing you want to do is click on My Account and go to Account Settings. From here you can actually go to Services, and from here you can view the different ways that you can connect services. One that you would like to focus in on in particular, even though you have various ones that you can connect to, so keep that in mind if you ever want to take a peek at it. But this one right here, the Microsoft Exchange, this will show you if you're connected to Microsoft Outlook. Right here I see that there is a connection being made. I can even manage it. I want to stay connected, so I don't want to play with that, but there is a connection there. So I don't have to worry about any kind of external connection. Another place where this can be seen, I'll show you shortly, but you know that there's a connection being made when you see that. Let's go ahead and go on to the personal calendar, and where you can find that is right here, and that's in your blue taskbar up top, right next to tasks and contacts. So go ahead and click on that. That's your personal calendar again. You get the general view of basically the things that you have scheduled. Just whenever you schedule anything through Podio, it'll pop up here, and it breaks down into month, week, date. So if you just want to see what's going on for the week, you can click on that and it'll break it down to the hour through the rows and the day through the column. And then if you just want to focus on the date, you can even narrow it down to that. Okay, let's go back to month. And then if you need to page through the different months, you can do that with these two arrows here. So you're going to want to visit this particular part. Very important. Simply because just how we did notifications, where you can eliminate certain things that you don't need to know about, or just basically manage them, you could do the same thing with your calendar. I'll show you that in a second, but let me quickly show you what you would see in Outlook really quick. So in Outlook we have a few things going on. It doesn't show the calendar or the appointments that we have for the 11th, but it shows other things basically. So we have interviews, so we're going to link that in a moment. Basically, schedule interview, those are tasks, and then you have appointments, so meetings actually. So two things show up in your calendar. As you can see, the tasks, a whole bunch of tasks, and then you also have any appointment that you make, and even the appointments that you make in certain workspaces, you need to kind of connect them into the main schedule or calendar, and then also have that go out to your external calendar, which I'll show you shortly. But let's go back to this. Now, here is where you would fix your settings. You want to read through this carefully, and I'll do that right now. The first one is everything date related in all the workspaces I'm a member of. So that means you want to know about anything and everything, even if it's not a meeting pertaining to you, in the workspaces that you're already in. So if anybody else schedules an appointment or a meeting, or they schedule something of that nature, you're going to know about it. So that's going to be a little excessive. You probably don't want to select that one. Okay, the next one you have is I'm following, example, everything I've been referenced on, interacted with, or manually chosen to follow. You can select that if you want to know about all of that, and it'll show up on your calendar. The next one, involving and related to me, for example, meetings I'm invited to, and app items I'm referenced on in a contact field. And then additionally, there is directly involving me. So that just means basically meetings I'm invited to and tasks assigned to me. So I'm going to go ahead and select for that, and you can see that there has been a change in a few things. And if you take a look, before we had some schedules here, but they're no longer there anymore. So that has been removed. Additionally, you'll see what external calendars are connected here by seeing what account is right under the external calendar, under this picture here, or this wrench right here. And if you still want to connect yourself to another calendar, you still have that option. You would just click on that. And then, this just reads, how to add the calendars. You have iCal, you have Microsoft Exchange, which we're already connected to. And then there's Add Calendaring Service. And you have options to connect your Google Calendar if you'd like, Hotmail Calendar, and then again, Microsoft Exchange. So those are various ways. Okay, so that would be your personal calendar. So we're going to go into a workspace to get a little bit more detailed here. Okay, and I think there was an option in the wrench right here where you could see, no, it's right here. Okay, you can also access a specific workplace's calendar if you want, right by the wrench where all the invites are and the staff members or the members that are in that workspace. So right upon here, if you select this, you'll see that this has a calendar. Okay, and there's really not much going on. In a second, I'll create something and I'll show you how to work that out. We'll have a meeting. I believe it's Tuesday for 1 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and schedule that through the calendar here. But yeah, anything that's going on, because these apps are not available in the employee network, so I try to do all my work or any kind of notices or updates through the AHR workroom. Try to get used to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to create a meeting. So you guys will know about this tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to create a meeting. I already selected for the view of switch the layout to calendar so that I could see the calendar once I pop that up. Again, you have the option of seeing month, week, date, and then you could save this view, and then other actions are save view as, add view to my home page, and your home page is where you click to Podio right here. We'll go over that later. You could also add a view to the employee network, and then you could show the full screen or make a report basically. And then don't forget this icon right here, literally an eye icon. You have different options as well here. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a meeting. Okay, we kept it very brief here with the different fields that you need to fill in or don't need to fill in depending on what you have. So we're going to say that this is going to be the recruitment / interview process meeting. The date we're going to have it on is Tuesday, and it's going to be for 1 p.m. So there we are. I'm going to add some attendees. I need some people to be in on that meeting with me. So we'll start selecting you. Usually I go by alphabetical order, but we'll just click away here. So I think that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's everybody. Okay, the agenda. We will be, I'll keep it brief here, reviewing interview process. All right. Okay, so that's what we'll keep it as. These are notes. If you want to add them after the meeting or whatnot, you could do that. If there's a file already made that might help, you can also add that in. Tags, you can add tags in. I was adding tags before, and basically that'll help you highlight certain things so when you search in the bar here. But either way, it also searches through titles as well and other populated fields. So I'm going to save that. And that's been created. And if anybody has a comment, and this goes for any app, you can add that right there in the side, what looks like a chat room basically, or comments. So, you know, that's where you would see it. Now, I'm just noticing this again right now. You can add a remind me, you can add a repeat, and then you could also still alter it here, add calendar, and then it says go to meeting free. Or Minal Jalil, which is basically what you could do is add go to meeting, but we're going to keep it on go to training instead. I don't really like go to meeting. And there we go. Kent already is is attending. So you can see this actually in action. It's pretty cool. So, you know, green button means attending, red button means not attending, and then that's a maybe attending. So you'll see different responses depending on the meetings that you have. All right, so let's go back. You can go back to the meetings and see how this looks here, and it's been scheduled. Let's see if it looks the same on the personal schedule, and it's right there. So let's go back again. Now the most important part here is to make sure that it's synced with my Outlook calendar, and it's there. So that's great. Basically, if you have it synced, it'll go directly to your Outlook calendar. And something else that you would want to do, and okay, so we see a couple of people are attending already, which is pretty cool. It's very nice. So what we'll do is, let's see here. Okay, we'll read those comments in a little bit. What did I want to do here? Okay, so we are going, and you could see as people are attending, you got notifications that are popping up. And I'm already being radared for that. Additional to that, here we go. You're going to click on this, and if you're not connecting the personal space calendar to your Outlook calendar, this would be the option to select. And it'll automatically sync this personal workspace calendar to your Outlook. You basically have to do that for all the workspaces that you want to speak and communicate to your Outlook calendar. I already did this. I'll take you to another room where I don't have that connected just yet and show you the process of that. But once you are connected, you'll notice that you do not have the filter button up here, basically. And that's gone for this particular app at least. So I'm going to take you to a workspace to see if they're not synced. I think I have meetings here. Let's see. No, this one is synced. Okay, we have the webinar here. I think I scheduled it here. And yep, okay, so there it is. This one is synced. So let's try another room. Here, I think this one works. Okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to go to this one. And I know right away that this one is not synced for the meetings because it has the filter button, the sorting button, and then just basically switch of layout. And I'm going to actually do that right now and select for calendar. And I tried to do this yesterday. It takes a moment actually for it to actually kick in, actually. Okay, so in this case, we're going to go to the wrench, and we're going to select for Add to Calendar. And what did I do here? You'll see this go on for a little bit, and it depends on how fast your speed is. It'll take a little bit, maybe you take a lot, but it's thinking. And once this is synced, it'll communicate with your Outlook calendar. So anything that goes on in Podio that you schedule within whichever workspace that you want, you'd have to individually go through those workspaces and sync the calendar in this way. And I'm wondering what went wrong here. Maybe I clicked more than once. But basically, that's the way you want the calendars to connect to Outlook, basically, is through this method. Okay, let's see here. Okay, basically we went ahead and basically signed off of this particular workspace. And then when I signed back on, I had this calendar showing. I had selected that for that before. And then I had synced this particular calendar to Outlook, which usually takes a moment. This is not very fast, this particular function. For some reason, I noticed that there's glitches, and I kept doing the same thing repetitively, and then I found out that I had like 6 meetings scheduled, like I want to say a few minutes to an hour later. So if you notice some glitches, leave it alone. Give it some time. For some reason, this particular function is just really funky. So, as of now, it's looking good. Something else that I wanted to bring to your attention too, where you see calendars, is, for example, let's see if this is available. What kind of app has meetings here? Let's see, or dates. Okay, we'll go to this. I'll show this in another tutorial, but basically this was the part of the process where we'll go. And I'll go ahead and select for myself here. We have Tiny Tim Cratchit from A Christmas Carol. And here you can see that there is a calendar option, date of interview. If you are setting something like this up, what you have is basically the time zone, UTC. All dates are displayed in your time zone, and you could change the time zone from here depending on where you're at or who you're trying to communicate with. But as I was setting up this app, one option that came up was that, let's go back to that. Why did I send myself out of it? Okay, here we go. You can modify the app. And going back to interview, date of interview, here we go. One of the options is to select for show in calendars. I put a check here so that the interviewee who's doing the interview, when they decide to schedule the interview, they will be able to see it in their calendar because their contact information is above. So they'll automatically have this show up in their calendar, which is pretty cool. You saw that earlier. And we definitely want to sync the calendar as well in this particular workspace with our Outlook calendar. So that's really, really crucial and critical. So you would have to do that on your own by clicking Add to Calendar. And when you do that, both will be talking to each other and functioning pretty much like they should be. So when you decide to go ahead and schedule appointments or, meetings, for example, whatever you do in Podio will reflect into your Microsoft calendar. If you have additional questions, again, I'll go ahead and add the articles that I received from Podio so you could read in detail if that's the way you want to go about it or get further information. Thank you for watching, and there'll be more to come.